How's everybody doing today? This is Noah with the Life of the Zigs, and on today's video we're going to be taking this area from this to this. So stay tuned and see how you can get a project like this done by yourself. This video is a two-part series on how you can turn an overgrown space that was here before into a nice gravel driveway. In part one, which is this video, I will be showing you guys how to prep a space that was here in order to be able to lay down your Belgian block edging, your gravel driveway, and your nice landscape rock. I will also be showing you guys how to properly install drainage for this area, such as this pop-up emitter, and how if you don't install it, it can make or break a project like this. Now, let me show you how you can get a project like this done. All right, so the first step we need to do here is start digging out our trenches for the Belgian block we're gonna use, which I have it right over here. I had this delivered the other day. It is not Belgian block. It is an edging paver. It was a good size and it doesn't look exactly like Belgian block, but we like the color and it was way cheaper than what Belgian block would have cost. So this is what we're gonna install. Set this in concrete and put mortar in the joints to make it look seamless. Over under the tarp here, I have all the concrete and mortar. It's covered up because it's been raining recently, so I gotta keep it dry. So we're gonna start all the way up here and work our way down, creating that nice edge right here. And we're gonna have to do the other side as well, which is over there. And we're gonna come all the way down and keep it running all the way back to where my trailer is back there. I wanna create a nice seamless edge in doing so, so that's what that block's gonna allow. And then we're gonna put gravel down with that. The other thing we're gonna need to do is take that pipe right there and this pipe over here, and we're gonna have to trench them down and all the way over and have a little pop-up over here. Also, over here there should be another pipe for the drainage for this retaining wall, which I'm gonna try to dig out and find and guide that out, because I actually have one of my downspouts over there hooked into it, so I wanna make sure that that water's moving smoothly out of here as well. So now that you guys got a rough plan of what we're gonna do, we're gonna get started and get working. As some of you already know, I did purchase a tractor, and to do the trenching and the digging, we're gonna use this attachment right here. I got this on Amazon. It was about $120 in total. It does have a nice solid piece of steel on the bottom to rip through any dirt and debris, so we'll see how it does today and test it out. Alright, so in about 25-30 minutes I got all this dug out a bit, flattened it out, and I did find a corrugated pipe right here. That's the drain for, I believe, possibly this, and I know I hooked one in back there. So I'm gonna dig this out a bit and figure out where it goes. Alright, so now I figured out kind of where that pipe went right there. I just kicked it back. It actually continued to keep going underground. I'm just going to leave it where it is right now. And now I just need to clean all this dirt up and rock up, smooth it out, and start digging my trenches. Alright, so we're all graded out right along here. It turned out pretty good. I'll flip it around. I dug out with the tractor. I got that flipped up for now. We're all kind of flat as we can be to go up and around for the edging. Right now I'm gonna spray where I want to put the edging, so I have a line of where I need to dig on both sides, and we'll start digging. All right, so we kind of got a rough outline going here. As you can see, the white paint, and as well as over here we're gonna make it very wide so that you can easily pull a truck with a trailer in here. Comes around to the edge. It's about, I don't know, 12 feet wide right here, 14 feet wide. We want it nice and wide so that we can easily pull two things next to each other if needed. So let's get to ditching. All right, so the tractor did pretty good at ripping. Now I gotta pull the shovel out and dig all the dirt out, and that'll probably take a solid 30 minutes. So let's get to it. All right, so I just spent about two and a half hours digging. I am definitely worn out. It's a lot of rock, but got this small line done right here, and I got the inner line all done and dug out about 3 inches below grade roughly. Some deeper, some not so deep. Basically, just want a nice thick layer of concrete so that block can sit on it and have a nice firm base. It's not like it's holding weight, it's just holding those tiny blocks, so it doesn't need to be too deep. But I'm gonna stop for the day now and come back another day and keep digging this trench. All right, so the last load of dirt is on the tractor right here. We got this trench, which I completed the other day, and I just got this done right now. It's like 300 feet roughly of trench. Just got this done in about 2.5, 3 hours. All right, so now that that's done, we're gonna move on to trenching these 2 pipes right here. First pipe being here, we'll trench it out and down and on the other side of that trench. And the second pipe being right here, we'll trench it down and out and to the other side of this trench. So let's start to do that. This first pipe here, I'm not too worried about. I'm not gonna go crazy deep because the rock's gonna cover it up. All right, so I did a little bit of digging. Now I'm gonna run the trencher through here and break up that soil. So in order to do this, you need 4-inch corrugated pipe, non-perforated, which means it doesn't have holes cutting it in the sides. You want a pop-up emitter, which essentially what happens is when water comes through it, this gets pushed up right here, like that. Give you a closer look. Water comes in, pushes that up, and water exits out the base. You also need a coupling to make this 4-inch corrugated pipe adapt to it. So this just slides in like that, and the pipe slides onto that. One last thing you'll need is a 4-inch coupling, which will adapt to the current pipe coming out of the ground. So let's install it. Just take your current coupling, wipe any dirt and debris off, slap it on there. I'm gonna use my handy dandy Sawzall to cut these ties. They recommend you set this out in the sun to get all the kinks out, but I totally forgot to do that. So we're gonna make do with what we got. Also, the reason I'm using this stuff is because it's way more solid than any of that other junk you can get at Lowe's or Home Depot. Slide that other piece up in there. I'm gonna use some duct tape to seal it up. You don't have to do this, but I don't want this pipe to slide off with me putting dirt back on it. The duct tape is on. Now, start backfilling this hole a bit. I'm gonna get the tractor going, push this stuff over onto the pipe, almost to the end. Right here is the weep hole, so water can come out the bottom, so nothing will freeze. Just gotta make sure you have gravel around it so that water can escape. Don't laugh at my cutting techniques. Kind of running behind today, so then, that being in place, I'm gonna tape around this and fill it back in. Just wanna make sure you don't cover up that weep hole when you're doing this. Again, only reason I'm doing this is that so it stays on. All right, so that's installed. I'm gonna pack it down a bit with the tractor, and another day we'll get the other line done. Also want to test it real quick, make sure that that weight of the tractor didn't compress it at all too bad. Make sure we get good water flow through there. So we'll run some water through it and see if we can get water out. In the meantime, while that's filling up, I'm gonna get the dirt out of the trench that I already dug. Oh, there it goes. So I'm gonna shut it off before it floods everything out. So I'm gonna go run and shut it off. That's super muddy right there. I don't know if that's gonna be a problem or not. If it is a problem, I'll dig out back around and put a bunch of gravel down. The biggest thing though is at least it is away from the driveway so it won't wash that out. All right guys, so I filled in and took all the dirt out, the trench right here, as well as over here. Took all the dirt back out of the trench. Again, the pipe is a little higher than I'd like it to be right there, but that's all we can do about that. So I'm tired, I'm gonna go inside, eat some dinner, and see you the next day. All right, so it's another day and I need to finish up doing the drainage. So this is what I'm gonna be using right here. It is really not meant for this. It's a catch basin. It's meant for water to go into it and then take the water elsewhere. However, I'm gonna have it to where the water will actually come out of it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drill a couple holes in the side so that it has some weep holes so that the majority of water come out the top, but when it's done raining, it can kind of drain down a bit. So I'm gonna drill those holes real quick in it and then install it. All right, so this needs to go on the end of this pipe here. I gotta dig in here a bit so I can get it a little lower. I do wanna make sure I put a little rock under here so it can drain out. All right, now I gotta measure. One thing I wanna point out is this is a perforated pipe, so it's got slots all in it. I don't know if you can see, but you're supposed to have these behind a retaining wall. But like I said, I have one drain running into this from a downspout, which you're not really supposed to do, but it was the best case scenario for me. So that's why I'm putting this basin at the end. All right, now you just gotta slide this on. And that is perfect right there. Hold it down with my foot. Try to refill it in. So right now this is looking pretty good. Not gonna go anywhere. If it does rain, water will come out and flow over, which is my goal of this. But yeah, so this is all set. When I mortar and put the edging in is when I'll clean this all up and start putting it back together. So we'll leave it like that for now. Let's go do the last piece of drainage. All right, this trench is now dug all the way down to where I need it. This one's a little deeper than the one I did before, just because this is closer to a turn, so there'll be more pressure applied in certain points. I'm gonna run the pipe and bury it now. Same thing I did with the other one. I got a coupling I'm gonna slide on, and again, I'm gonna duct tape it. All right, so I gotta start backfilling this hole now a bit. All right, same thing as the other one. Gravel in the base a bit, cut the pipe, attach it, duct tape it, and bury it. Well, this is the end of part 1. If you want to check out part 2, click the video right here and I'll show you how to install the Belgian block and how to install your 57 gravel and your 357 brownstone. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day.